I have a great idea.
But I'll never do it.
It might happen. Sure, the monkey's might fly out of my butt. I don't think so.
I don't see it happening.
Hey, mother frickin' hey, it's me, Jon.
And me, Louise.
This is I Have a Great Idea, but I'll Never Do It, the best show out there that's all about the great ideas that we have that we're never going to do. And to my knowledge, the only. If there's another one, let us know. Give us a call. The number is 304-804-IDEA. The email is greatideapod@gmail.com. So, hey, Louise, it's so nice to see you. I know that you have a lot on your mind this week because of the new Taylor Swift album, but we're gonna figure out if it comes up during the course of this episode that you have things that are on your mind related to that, because I know that it's hard to come up with new, fresh ideas when you are so heavily immersed in new pop culture.
Boy, is it
media.
ever.
Yeah. So aside from the new Taylor Swift album, what have you been up to the past week or so?
Honestly, I don't even remember. I don't remember. I feel like it's a lot of putting out of fires. I feel just like not figurative fires, not
Right. Yeah.
actual fires, because that I'm damn good at. So
Well, and I live in Portland, Oregon, which, as our president says, is on fire. So
war torn.
So if you have experience putting out fires, come out this way, because I mean, clearly the city's burning down.
God bless. I mean, wow. I will say one of my ideas
Mm-hmm.
is gonna dovetail into this. It is
Okay.
a quick fix, putting out of a fire, parenting style.
Ooh,
Get ready for this.
tell me.
It's called the glue gun. And
Okay.
I mean GLU, abbreviated for glucose. And it is when your offspring has dipped below a functioning blood sugar level, not in a diabetic way, just in a like
They're crashing.
compromising way, like an emotional kind of wonderfulness. And you just get out your glue gun and you just do a quick like right into their mouth, because I find, at least with my lady, she's a menace. She's straight up Tasmanian devil until you get the first bite in.
Oh.
Once you get the first bite, easy street. It's just convincing the energy to enter her body.
Mm-hmm.
She's not having it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if we could get a glue gun, that would be amazing. Or,
Uh-huh.
similar to the glue gun, a Sugar Patch Kid instead of a Sour Patch Kid. And that's when you can't even get close enough or fast enough to squirt in that little glucose hit. So they're running and you're running and you just pop that little sugar patch on.
Yeah, I like the idea of a patch because, you know, the nicotine addicts, they're the ones that get the patches. But what about the rest of us? We need a
What
patch
about
for
the rest of
something.
us? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's
Yeah,
just downright delightful until hungry plus anger equals hangry.
Right. Well, and anecdotally speaking, like from my experience, I can tell you that like a lot of times with my kid and also adults that I've met, there are situations where there's a lot going on and then you just need like one thing to distract them or like to kind of switch gears, and then it's kind of like a jolt where it's like hard to get back to the place of, you know, complete wackiness where everything is just completely out of control. And so even if it is just like one little thing that, changes the course of the rest of the day, it can really shake you out of it. Like, if you have the hiccups, sometimes somebody can like distract you and get your mind thinking of something else long enough that like you forget about the hiccups and then they're just gone. Or I don't know, there's a lot of times with my kid where she'll be upset about something and then we'll figure out like something that's super funny and that's out of nowhere. So like this is about a year or so ago, and she had a loose tooth but was really in her head about the extraction process of said tooth. And it was like the whole, okay, well, what we can do, I can just get in there and pull it out. We can do the whole tie a string around it situation and pull it out that way. And what we landed on was, okay, we're going to tie like a little piece of floss around it. And then I'm going to hold on to that piece of floss. And then I'm going to play a bunch of fart sound effects. And the second the first one, and the idea was like, we'll just start laughing and it'll just get like plucked out like mid-laugh. But the first one happened and we both started laughing so hard that like we lost control of the entire situation. And the whole thing became a bust just because we were like doubled over on the ground laughing at this fart sound effect that happened.
This is so perfect that you brought this up, because my lady was having such an intense meltdown and flailing her body in such a way at my house that I had to physically like restrain her, because I thought for sure her head was going to smack into the corner of the coffee table. And I was like, don't flail and whip your body into the ground or whatever. So I'm holding her. And in our house, we call it ripping heaters.
Okay.
And she farted like the most barbaric, like raunchy fart sounds. And the two of us immediately were on a different level, and it was hysterical laughing, and there was no more screaming, get away, get away, get away. There was no more thrashing. It just became like flat pancakes on the ground, hysterically laughing.
Yeah.
And it was the perfect mood reset.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it was totally by accident. Like, at least playing
Right.
fart sounds on your phone, like that's next level. This just happened to us.
This is just nature taking over and deciding what needs to happen. I like
right.
it. I'm trying to think if I have anything that's in any way comparable, but I really honestly don't. But I do have something that I think that you would like, because this is a solution to a problem that doesn't exist.
Love it.
But and also, if such a thing exists, please let us know. 304 grade 04 304 grade 04. Oh my god. 304 804
I love
idea. Or email us greatideapod@gmail.com. But so in the past year, I have only had maybe 2 alcoholic beverages. I am not a person who is a sober person. It's just that it hasn't happened, and like anytime that there's been, an opportunity, I just haven't felt like it. And I feel very fortunate that I don't have the gene or whatever it is that makes me want to drink alcohol. Most of the time it doesn't make me feel good. So why would I do it? And kind of like that's where we are, and and that's kind of like a rising trend. Fewer and fewer people are drinking alcohol, and I think that's awesome. Yes, there are like zero proof bars out there, and you and I both live in places where this is probably more likely than others, and then also probably Utah. But you're in New York, I'm in Portland, and then certainly there are some other places that are probably doing that type of thing. But then of course you're spending $14 on like fruit juice and like some sort of bitter thing and whatever and a little bit of garnish and everything. But there needs to be a store, but also with like a bar in it that's just for sparkling water.
Yes.
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 It's the only way I can get properly hydrated, because if I have a glass of water in front of me, I just forget about it and I never drink it. But if I have like a can of bubbles, there's a ticking clock about those bubbles, and it's more fun to drink, and it's a little bit of a different experience while I'm still getting hydrated and everything. So because I know that you love naming things, and also you're going to love what I'm going to suggest naming this, but it's going to be called Sparkles.
Love.
Yes, the gasp.
Love.
Yes.
Sparkles.
So it's called Sparkles. It's a sparkling water emporium. The bar inside is called Club Soda, and there's a rewards program called the Club Soda Club.
I
so
love everything about this.
So, yes, you can go into any grocery store and get a can of sparkling water, but you never know what they're going to have. They might just have like store brand, no frills seltzer. They might have weird and wacky flavors, but not just like original seltzer. This will have everything. It will have the regional ones. I mean, it probably can't have like the Kroger brand or whatever it is near you that, you know, is going to be that specific to the store itself. But like anything where you can, you know, import it and have that, you can do it. Every flavor, yes.
I have so many thoughts, and I'm going to lose them if I don't interrupt you, but I have
That's
to
okay.
interrupt you.
Interrupt.
You know that trend where people are blindly identifying different kinds of
Yes.
Coke or something, and it's like, this one's McDonald's, this one's in a can, this one's in a bottle. The soda shop one is going to be able, the Sparkles, many of them, they're going to be able to have a really specific handle on the carbonation. And it's going to be its own thing anyway, because you might be able to buy it in a can, but is it going to taste better from the fountain?
Yeah. You can do a flight. You can, it's going to function the same way that any bar would really function. So anyway, all that is to say, Sparkles coming to a city near you. Drink it up.
Oh, and even a tag. Drink it up. Everything about it. Just everything about it. Although I will say, it's not the time in the pod to talk about this.
Okay.
But your challenge, I thought about before we started recording, and it's beer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, now that you've just professed how much you don't consume.
Hey, no need to pivot, because
okay,
beer, okay, we've got a lot. There's a lot more than just like, you know, cracking open a cold one.
Okay, I dig. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's super interesting. Okay, we'll get to that when we get to that.
Okay. The other idea that I think like, just because I'm feeling so lovely now, I actually like will pivot a little bit to a different idea. Is that I was listening to Good Hang with Amy Poehler, and she had Paul Rudd on, and this is his idea. So he didn't call in, but I'm gonna give him the cred. They were talking about how funny it is to watch bloopers, and how, you know, it's a storm and there's a meteorologist, you know, out, and they like and slip and fall on the ice, and how hilarious that is. Well, there should be in like chemo waiting rooms when you're like hooked up and you're receiving your treatment, and like it's not great and things are like ugh, but you like have to sit there.
Yeah.
An opt-in for like the facility's blooper reel and you just watch. I mean, they rent it from like, wherever they rent it from. But like, it's just like cats sneezing, or it's not just that, but it's like on a reel of like people falling or embarrassing things happening, or
well, maybe people falling while you're sitting in a hospital isn't such a good idea.
It depends on the comedy, though. I have to say, like, sometimes that's hilarious.
Oh, okay. I follow one account on Instagram, and it's called Kids Getting Hurt.
Love it. Follow it. Love it.
Yeah. But they always do the disclaimer being like, everything is fine. We have confirmation that like everything is okay. Yeah. So, okay. Watching bloopers when you're in a uncomfortable situation.
Yeah. But like, you don't have to source them yourself. It's like, I can look for that stuff on my own phone and scroll through. But if I'm in a situation that's like potentially uncomfortable or scary, it doesn't even have to be as like serious as receiving chemo. It could just be like before you go into the dentist chair, when you're like waiting in the waiting area for you to go back. I can, find my own bloopers within my thing, but how nice is it when it's just there if I want to tap into it?
Yeah, or like a portal where you can like select what flavor of blooper you want. So if it's news bloopers, or if it's, pet related, you have your options.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's a little bit like work meals as an example of, it's going to parallel and come on this journey with me.
I trust you.
When you're at work and it's like, oh man, it's getting to be that time where I'm allotted X amount of dollars toward lunch, I should get on whatever food ordering platform and order what it is that I'm going to eat that day. And then you spend time on the clock, but time figuring out what you're in the mood for. Does that place have the thing that you want in stock? Right. Scheduling what time it arrives, blah, blah, blah. Or where my partner works, they have a staff meal and chefs, and it just kind of is like,
wait, what?
Come to the cafeteria or the common space and like lunchroom style, get a tray and like, here's food. So I don't have to think, do I want roast chicken on top of a salad? It's just like food appears. And some days it's like, I'm not in the mood for that. What a bummer. And other days it's like, oh, how nice is it? Or like at my old job, the days that we would have staff meal versus the days when we would have to order, it was like 10 out of 10. I just want staff meal because I don't want to use that much of my brain wondering what I'm going to eat. And that's just one meal. Whereas like I'm an adult human in the world and have to think about that for 3 meals. Like,
yeah, decision fatigue is a real thing. Analysis paralysis. It's I don't know. It's awful.
So just
it
give
needs
me
to
the
be
bloopers.
Stopped. Just give me the bloopers. Right.
Just give me the bloopers. I don't want to find them on my own.
Louise, what you were just saying actually flows perfectly into one of my other ideas. So may I have the floor?
Absolutely.
Okay. So we're talking about like, making food to eat, and so much of, and of course everybody has a different situation, but like so much of the process for me is like, okay, I would make this recipe, but then I have to get this one ingredient, but I only need a teaspoon of that ingredient. What am I going to do with the rest of that? I don't know. Saffron. Do I have to come up with a bunch of other recipes where I'm going to use saffron? Do I just make this like for the rest of my life over and over again and use this same ingredient? And I know that like there's the meal delivery kits where like they send you everything that's pre-portioned and you make all this stuff or whatever. But also it's just like, how do I know that I'm going to want that in 4 days? And I typically function on a structure of, okay, I decide what I'm going to do. I go to the grocery store. I get what I need to get. I live walking distance to 2 grocery stores, and if I can't find one thing at one, it's definitely at the other. Anyway, a grocery store should also have a section that has, maybe 3 different meals, and they have pre-portioned all of the ingredients right there. But let's say you don't need a packet of salt because you've got salt, then you don't have to get that element to it. But you have the, everything that you need. It's like spring rolls. Okay, you need, the rice paper, but you don't need an entire packet of 12 sheets of it. You're only going to make 6. I don't know. So you get that, however many you need for that. You need, shredded carrots, and you need lettuce, but you don't need an entire head of lettuce. You just need enough to get you through this thing, because otherwise it's maybe going to go bad, and then you just throw it away, and that's completely wasteful and also a waste of money. So I think that grocery stores should have a section where it's just like, maybe there's one meal per, I don't know, dietary, like main category of dietary restriction. There's a gluten-free situation. There's something that's vegetarian. There's something that's vegan. There's something for the omnivores out there, but it's like, at least there's something, and you can still go home and cook and do all the things, but you know that you're not being wasteful.
Okay. I like it. I also just had an Inception idea in the moment.
Yes.
On the pod. It's called sus. And it's a single-use spice. And so, how you get like little sugar packets at a diner for your coffee? It's that, but in the grocery. And if you want to charge me 25 cents for a thing when I could have bought the whole one for $7 or what, what, I don't know how much spices cost. I know how much the ones that I buy cost.
Right? Yeah.
Okay. You can even charge me like 50 cents.
Yeah.
I just want the single use, or if I need 2 of them because I need 2 tablespoons or whatever, like it's in a little paper, like little sack, like a sugar packet at a diner, and it's, marketed toward a younger gen, and it's called sus.
I also like
single-use
sus because
spices.
it makes me think. I also like it because it makes me think of sustenance.
Oh,
so there's that angle too.
A double entendre. I like it.
Yeah. Sus. Interesting. Right. There's so many things that, especially those dry ingredients where it's just like, when am I ever going to use this again? And I don't know. And also it's like spices can go bad. So you can't just have it for like 17 years and then...
This is probably why they're not in paper packages.
Well,
because they absorb the surroundings.
Well, but maybe there's something that's like, like the packet that like a moist towelette is in,
Yes. You've solved it.
We've solved it. So there's no reason why this shouldn't be happening. But no, I totally see what you're saying. Yes, there's going to be waste in one way or another. So it's like, pick your flavor of waste.
Yeah. I also love this idea for the like 1 or 2 option in like omnivore vegan category, because I don't feel like it's any more work for the grocery in terms of like the 2 groceries near me have hot bars or cold bars where you would get a little that's exactly what they are. Yeah. And I'm like, well, if you can prepare that stuff, just put in the section, this is the section and these are the ingredients, and maybe there's like one tiny fridge that, sometimes is in the front for a beverage, but that would be the thing that might have the refrigerated things like a butter, if you will, or, you know, whatever. And you could have like school lunchroom size milk if you need that, or for the recipe, or, you know, whatever, so that you're not having to go through every single aisle. You can go in, you can see, oh, this is my option today. Here are the 6 ingredients that I need, but I actually don't need that one because I have it at home. And then you put it in your little, you know, meal bag, and then you boop, check it out. And maybe it is like $9 or $10 or $15, however it needs to be competitive with, like you say, the subscription boxes.
Yeah. Yeah, but also, like, depending on how many servings it creates, you know, you could really be, you know, getting out of there, I don't know, paying less than what you would be paying if you were to buy all the stuff regular style.
Sure.
You know, thinking about how much gets wasted and thrown away. Also, as you were talking about that, it made me think about how, like, you know, the recipes, maybe it is just one recipe, but it has the variations for, it's like, to make it gluten-free, pick the orange packets instead of the yellow packets, you know, and it's like, it has the one-to-one thing to, like, you know, make it work for everything. Yeah. So, like, instead of a chicken thing, maybe it's seitan or tofu for vegetarians and vegans, you know, like, or it's, you know, if there's dairy cheese, then there's the non-dairy cheese alternative if you're doing that. So it could be that simple.
Could be that simple.
It could be that simple, people. Come on, call 304-804-IDEA. Let us know your great ideas. Louise, what did I challenge you to on the last episode?
Okay, so last episode you challenged me to improving your least favorite season.
Oh, yeah.
/ beautifying autumn.
Right. So for anybody who didn't listen to our last episode, we talked about how, historically speaking, and we realized that this has since kind of changed. You were very anti-autumn because to you in the past, it meant death and decay.
Yes.
The falling of the leaves, which doesn't mean that the trees are dying. It's the way that they are showing that they're thriving, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the preserving of their livelihoods that is happening, and the storing of energy. I have, in true form, a number of ideas that we'll just go through. And the first one I actually put into practice yesterday. And then another one I put into practice last week. And now because I have a child, I have to do it again, which is great for me. But the first one is like short bursts of personal connection. So during the pandemic, right at the beginning of the pandemic, there was an app that was introduced to me called Marco Polo.
Right.
My friends were all over this. We had like groups. It was a way for us, without having to call each other, to walkie-talkie our interactions, and it was awesome. 5 years post shutdown, we're not as active. And I have some friends who every day, every other day, a touch base with, because it's just simple and easy. We're both parents. We work opposite schedules, and oftentimes there's a time change. So it's just really easy to be like, this is on my mind and I have to talk to you about it. But yesterday, oh, and I forgot to mention and interrupt you before about the beverage conversation. So I have to like go back and dovetail on that. I reached out to some friends that had been very, very, very active during the Marco Polo beginning for us. Okay. And it was like, hey, are you dudes still on this? Because I would like to just say, hey, and no worries if you're not. Because there on one friend, it was like, you know, so-and-so doesn't have this app. Send them your Marco Polo anyway. And when I did, she got a text that was like, download this app. And she's like, it's fully on my home screen. I don't know why you got that notification. Weird. But it was a lovely way to see someone's face and to hear their voice that wasn't a FaceTime for a quick, hey, how are we going to do this? Let me know when you can. And it was awesome. Okay, let me go to the beverage thing, and then I'll get back to my challenge.
Okay.
I had texted you and then had to call you a couple of weeks ago about this glassware, this lowball glass that I wanted. Okay. I ended up splurging that $12 and buying a seasonal lowball glass. And last night I made a cocktail that was an apple cider take on a Moscow Mule.
Okay.
And I put it in my seasonal lowball glass, and I called it a Boumiere because my friend is Lumiere on the National Tour of Beauty and the Beast, and last night he performed on Dancing with the Stars because it was Disney night.
Way.
So I had a little cocktail toast to Boumiere because my glass has little ghosts on it. And that, going back to my challenge, super, super electrified all of the joy inside me.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest key to improving your least favorite season. Treats and joy. So.
Yeah, finding the one little element about it that makes you connect to loved ones.
Yeah. Or like even as historically, I would love it if, I mean, I saw a thing on the internet that said we need to have like Halloween in July and Summerween. And we need to have Halloween in like December and have it be like Hollyween.
Okay.
And we're just not using Halloween enough. Like we need to have more Halloween because it's fun. And
it's fun.
It happens to be in my least favorite season as far as ranking goes, but it's my second favorite holiday. So
yeah, I do think that there's something special about the feel of the air in autumn that and I don't know if it's just that we're conditioned that like the spooky season and that, you know, the sights and smells and sounds of autumn kind of go together. But yeah, perhaps there is a case to be made for kind of switching things around, doing it in the hot heat and the humidity of summer.
There's also like a consistency in terms of, let's say, your costume. In that, in the summer, I know it's going to be hot and I know what I can wear. And there's that. And in the winter, I know it's going to be cold and I know what I can wear. Whereas sometimes in October, it's also second summer. And I'm like, I absolutely cannot wear the costume that I meant to wear because I'm going to die, either freeze to death or overheat. So there's like that little fun thing. Okay, the next thing that would improve your least favorite season.
Okay.
Scheduled craft time. This is the thing I did last week.
Okay.
Historically, I have made cheesecloth ghosts. It's super fun. It's an instant gratification. And it doesn't even have to be that elaborate, but we're so trapped in our phones, in our emails. It's like some days I will answer 100 emails and then feel like garbage and be like, what did I even do today?
Yeah.
Whereas I can fold a piece of construction paper and cut out a snowflake. And in the moment, like I'm not in my phone, I'm not doing anything else. I am looking at the thing I am doing and then unfold it and be like, ta-da! I did it. Like it's just little tiny moments of creativity that are super, super valuable, even just to your brain. And it doesn't have to be anything that you monetize. It's just a thing that is outside of your norm that you're doing. And so last week I made a cardboard pumpkin head and it took me maybe 6 hours. I'll send you a pic. And then my lady came home from school and was like, I want to color it. And I was like, don't touch it. like so stressed out because I was so proud of it. So in the same way that in the summer, you can lay in the grass and make a little daisy crown.
Yeah.
In the autumn, you could make a leaf crown from the leaves that are on the ground. Like, just scheduled time to come back to yourself and do something kind of temporary or meaningless, in theory, to get you out of your normal thing.
Yeah, I like that.
Next idea. You know how you can get those glasses if you're colorblind that show you colors that everyone else sees?
Mm-hmm.
I think that libraries should get a version of those. Obviously not those, because those are super expensive and I don't want to take resources away from people who might need them or use them. But in a different way, a la that.
Yeah.
Some kind of techie glasses that like enhance the colors that you're trying to see. So also in the same way that like polarized glasses, if you don't have them on and you look at a stream and then you do put them on and like you see the fish in the stream or the crocodile or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
did you say crocodile?
What I meant really was like some form of predator that you need to be aware of.
All right.
That
I just
you didn't
wasn't
see.
expecting any sort of, animal that could harm you. I thought that you were just talking about like the beauty of nature.
But I'm serious. Like, if you have you seen those things on the internet where like, oh, what a beautiful, lake or stream, and then you put on the glasses and you can see the fish and the predators in the water, and you're like, don't step in that.
Oh,
That could
no,
be
I
my
haven't
ankle.
seen that.
Oh, okay. But all of that, but to look at, even if you live in the suburbs, like the pumpkins or gourds on somebody's porch display, or, the leaves in the trees, because if you look at them with your own eyes, you might just see like a mass of like, in my opinion, brown.
Mm-hmm.
But if you put the glasses on, even if you just check them out for the library for a couple days or whatever, you're like, oh my gosh, look at how bright that orange is.
Mm-hmm.
Or red or what have you. So techie glasses to enhance your experience. Another idea, have a baby.
What?
Have a baby, because that's how my whole opinion of autumn changed. Because if you do listen to the last episode, that was my brain rewiring itself on that trip to the doctor's office. Like, I didn't have control of that. That was some sort of chemical intervention.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it rewired. And then the next one is just like, just a gratitude practice. Like, if it is the season of like Thanksgiving, we need to take that outside of those 2 days.
Okay. Yes. I do want to rewind quickly to have a baby. Because I feel like that maybe is irresponsible advice.
Yes.
For a lot of people. So I would say maybe have a baby or take mushrooms.
I love it. Same.
If you're talking about like rewiring your brain chemistry to appreciate nature, shrooms, that'll do it. And then you don't have a lifetime worth of responsibility.
Yeah. Microdose that season.
Yeah. Sure. Absolutely. I'm sorry. What was the last component?
Gratitude.
Oh, just gratitude. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you can just be, thankful for the trees for shade, or thankful for the, winter for the opportunity to reflect and look inward and spend some more time with yourself, or the spring for growth and renewal, or summer for fun.
And I'm glad that you said that, because lately I've actually been trying to remind myself to not take simple things for granted. And by that, I mean, like, if I'm sick, I'm just like, I wish I would have appreciated the days where I felt just perfectly fine.
When you said take for granted, I immediately thought, I don't have a runny nose right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Immediately.
Yeah. So on days like right now, health wise, I'm feeling great. I've had the right amount of caffeine this morning. There's nothing about me in this current moment that feels like off kilter. I don't have any leg cramps or, it's like everything is operating at the level it should be operating at. And so I'm taking the moment right now to like appreciate and acknowledge that. So yes, those moments are great because then when things are crappy, you're just like, you know what? At least I have no regrets about the days where things were perfect. And I know that those days will come again, hopefully.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Do you remember what I challenged you to last time?
You challenged me to family photo shoots.
That's right.
Yeah. I like it when we forget ourselves what the challenges were. So I also had a couple of things, and one of them does flow a little bit with what you were saying about the season. So I'll start with that one. Okay. Family photo shoots, and I think that you were implying in the context of like holiday cards and things like that. At least that's kind of where my mind was going, because that's when a lot of people, or that's the purpose why a lot of people are getting photos taken, is for some sort of holiday card. Not always the case, but sometimes. And so I was thinking, I don't celebrate winter holidays. And so when I have sent cards, it's been like a New Year card or something like that. But then I was like, why does it have to be a New Year card? Why can't it be like an Arbor Day card? Or like, take a fun portrait to send to people for, I don't know, President's Day. I don't know. Whatever it may be. Perhaps in your country there is a special day that is worthy of, sending something to your friends and family to be like, hey, aren't we attractive? Because that's what those are all about. I was going to say, ain't life grand? But it was just like, no, that's not what this is about. This is about sending people a picture of you where you look good. So that was one of them. The other idea that I had is for family photo shoots. I feel like we see a lot of these family portraits and we don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. And a lot of times there's probably a lot of stress going into it, trying to make sure everybody's hair looks right, everybody's clothes are clean and wrinkle-free, and there's probably arguments going on. And there might also be like, a lot of really rough stuff going on behind the scenes of what's going on, where it's just like, oh, we're taking this family portrait, but I also know that like yesterday, Billy murdered somebody. I don't know. That was a bit of an extreme example. But
the dog got sprayed by a skunk, but we're all gonna pretend that he doesn't stink.
Exactly.
Smile.
Okay, your example is probably a little bit more relatable than mine. But anyway, so I feel like there needs to be accurate family photos where it's like this is what's really going on. I love that. Yeah, where it's just like we're mad at Billy because he let the dog out and the dog got sprayed by a skunk and the dog stinks. So, oh, the dog's not in the picture. It just says dog not photographed because it got sprayed by a skunk. Esther looks upset because Billy let the dog out that got sprayed by the skunk. Like, we need, and you show that scowl, it's like, give us the real moment in time, because a lot of these family portraits, it's just like, that ain't what's going on here. We're putting on a facade.
I think a lot of it too, at least for me, and why I want to have it done, is we did not do this when I was growing up, and now times are a lot different than when I was growing up because you had to like take the photo, have the film developed, and now we just have a lot of stuff on our phones all the time.
Yeah.
So there are not a lot of pictures of me younger because my mom just didn't take those pictures. Or if there are pictures of me out there, it's in like my elementary school friends' photo album because I was at their house for their birthday party, or you know, like something like that. The issue that, and I cannot be alone because my core girl group of friends, Marco Polo's about it, texts about it. It's proof of mom. A lot of time, mom is the default historian.
Okay.
And speaking personally, I have, I don't know, maybe 1 million photos. My child is almost 5.
Yeah.
1 million photos of dad being cute with offspring. And dad making that candid memory or whatever. And maybe he has 3 of mom and offspring. And so, like, the family photo shoot is also just like proof of mom. And it's proof of mom that has showered.
Well, I'll also include, I'd say, proof of family, because when my daughter was young, I was the one taking all of the photos.
Wow. What would that be like? Or also just proof of other parent, proof of family.
Proof of family. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because somebody else is turning, like, I haven't had a photo taken of me. Oof. It's been years. Like, and I just mean.
Is it because Sears went out of business?
When I was thinking about this situation with family portraits, I was just like, you know, JCPenney and Sears, that used to be the go-to thing. But now there are like pop-up photographers that do fun, like, you know, portraits and stuff like that. And they're leaning into the shtick of it all. It's less of a, okay, now tilt your head to the side just so, okay, great, don't move, okay, and this backdrop looks neutral and, you know, whatever. But, like, they're ones that kind of lean into the shtick of it all and the, you know, the schmaltziness that, for in a fun way. So, at least I know that we have plenty of people who do that out where I live, and I'm sure that there's some all over the place. So just like in Utah, how they have probably sparkling water bars.
Oh.
They certainly have a photographer. The way that you look like, what the hell are you talking about?
I did not put 2 and 2 together. But
also,
I liked it.
Also, if we're gonna be doing callbacks to other things that you mentioned before, so you're talking about the app Marco Polo a lot, and it's funny because when the pandemic started, you told me about this app. I downloaded it, and you are the only person that I've met that I know about who knows about this app. But I was just listening to, and this is our callback, an episode of Good Hang with Amy Poehler, and she and Rachel Dratch are talking about Marco Polo.
Get out of here. I haven't listened to it yet, and the reason is because sometimes when there's a guest that I really cherish, I want to watch it on YouTube so I can see them. I don't want to listen, so I haven't listened because I wanted to watch.
Got
and
it.
now they're going to talk about Marco Polo.
Well, they mentioned it for like a second.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, maybe this is a New York thing. Maybe this is something where it's just like it became popular regionally and it just never really spread beyond that region. And I know plenty of other people in New York who also don't know about Marco Polo, but, like, you know, there's certainly people who are into it. So, and I feel like you and I have also experienced this where, like, and I'm talking years ago when, like, social media was not really what it is now, and there's a lot of like new developments in smartphone and like geotagging location stuff. And so I was in the kind of Yelp world where like you check in and this thing, whatever, but you were a Foursquare person. And I
then
feel
became Swarm.
that became Swarm. And I feel like that is also like, people on the East Coast use Foursquare because I don't know anybody in the West Coast who uses it. So I think that was kind of like another demarcation. This has nothing to do with anything. It's just kind of what the Marco Polo thing made me think of. But now I kind of want to like download it again and, you know, communicate with you in a different way. I don't know.
Sometimes it's helpful though, because like the person that I use it the most with is my friend Emily. Shout out. Hey, Emily.
I knew you were going to say that.
And she's on tour, and she also has a 5-month-old. And so her parental experiences behind mine. And sometimes I really need to get this thing off my chest, and she does not have the mental capacity to absorb it at the moment that I need to get it out.
Yeah.
And Marco Polo is beautiful for that, because she's like, I don't have 4 minutes right now. I'll have 4 minutes in 10 hours.
Right.
And I'll look at that Marco Polo. And so it's super helpful for that, because it might have resolved in 10 hours, but I need the catharsis of getting it out in that moment.
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, Marco Polo is an app where you just send little short video messages to people.
I mean, hers and mine have been upwards of 8 minutes sometimes.
Okay.
But ideally it's, like a walkie-talkie.
So...
but with visual.
So what happens, like, you know, and I don't know for Android phones what the equivalent is, but I know that on iPhones, you know, several years ago, they introduced, you know, the voice message feature where you send a text, but it's a voice recording. So what happens if they do a video version of that? Does Marco Polo become obsolete?
Maybe. It's gonna matter most to me on how it's implemented, because now I'm gonna shout out two other friends. Hey Ryan, hey Lindsay. It's more convenient for them to do a quick voice memo like you're speaking of on a thing. And this has never happened to either one of them, but I did mention it in the Marco Polo that I recently sent to them.
Okay.
That a different friend of mine left me a voice memo. And then I got interrupted by my mom, and I was like, yeah. And then something else happened. I got like maybe a school notification or something on my phone, and I like had to switch apps, or maybe I was looking at something. And unless you raise to save, it goes away.
Oh, does it?
Yes. So I hadn't finished listening to the other voice memo. And then because it disappeared, I didn't know it was there. And then I made a different friend upset with me because she was like, and then you just ghosted me after I asked about that thing. And I was like, you never asked about that thing. And she was like, yeah, in the voice memo. So I had said to Ryan and Lindsay, sometimes a voice memo might accidentally go away and I won't remember. And so at least the Marco Polos stay contained within the Marco Polo app. And if I get interrupted, I can go back and re-listen.
So I will say this. I have one friend who uses the voice messaging a lot. And I'm just looking back at some texts, and there's still one on there from September 25th. There's one on there from Sunday. So I don't know if they go away anymore.
I wonder if it's a setting.
Maybe it's a setting.
In like my phone where I'm like, don't take up my memory unless I ask to keep it.
But doesn't it just stay on like iCloud or whatever? This is such a boring conversation. I'm so sorry.
It says like lift to keep or something.
You know, and I feel like I remember it saying that when it first came out, but I don't remember seeing it. So maybe it is a setting that got turned on. Anyway, this is boring for people.
Sorry.
Okay, so Louise,
it's not boring for the friends that got shouted out.
Ryan, Lindsay. Ryan, I've met. Lindsay, I don't know if I've ever met. But hey, guys, how's it going? Emily, hope you're doing well.
Thriving.
5 months old be crazy. Tor must be crazy too. Okay. So, all right. So, Louise, I have a challenge for you. I hope that you like it. And it is juice.
Oh, yeah. This is so crazy that my challenge is juice.
And mine is
and
beer.
Your challenge is beer. We are in like a Bev mindset.
It's true. So that's really exciting because we're going to have Bevs on the brain.
Love it.
The next episode is going to be a beverage-heavy episode, even though we talked about beverages on this one. Hopefully we can find some non-beverage things to talk about in the next one. I still have a whole big list of all sorts of other stuff that I'm excited to talk about.
I hope that somehow some of the things on my list represent themselves because it was a late night note jotted down and now I'm like, question mark?
Well, that's
So
what
I
this
hope it comes
podcast
back.
is all about.
That's why we do it.
That's why we
And
do it
to
for the people.
hang out. For the others.
So if you have a great idea that you'll never do, leave us a voicemail, 304-804-IDEA, 304-804-4332, and we'll play it on the show and we'll talk about it. We didn't even do we spent enough time talking about ideas and apps and things like that, but usually we also talk about the Kickstarter ideas. So if you find like a cool Kickstarter thing that you think is a great idea, email it to us, greatideapod@gmail.com, or any other idea that you have. If you want to send an email to us, you can do it there. And also, video versions of this episode are available on Spotify. So I got to say, Louise, I love your eyeball shirt.
It's my 40th birthday t-shirt. The theme for my 40th birthday party was googly eyes.
Oh my God.
But I still wear my shirt.
I love the shirt. It's great. Well, anyway, I had a lot of fun talking about all of this nonsense with you. So, Louise, thanks for hanging out with me.
Thanks for hanging out with me.
I don't see it happening.